Wayne was the first player I ever came across that I could visibly see wanted to win more than I did.
What would you say is the best Liverpool front three?
Ooh.
City are probably under more pressure. You think Walker over Neville?
Yeah.
Will Isak be Liverpool's top scorer?
Oh, no way.
Vieira, Yaya Toure, Gerrard, rank those three to one.
Oh my God, what a question that is. Hi, I'm Joleon Lescott, and this is In the Mixer, brought to you by SkyBet. As you can see, Levy's away on holiday. Pleasure to have you, Nieve. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Tat. Looking forward to this.
Good, good. So in a recent podcast with Rio, Owen has said that he was miles better, I think, or better than Wayne Rooney at the age of 17.
Do you know what it is? It's hard for me because, and so you're much better equipped for.
I was going to say much older there. Jesus
yeah, because
Christ.
You're just so, yeah. No, it's. Do you know what it is? The I can actually feel. I think you can look back on clips, or you can look back on matches with a lot of players and figure things out. But one thing you can't do is understand the excitement around the player. Now, I understand the excitement about Rooney because I lived it. But I don't understand the gravity of the excitement around Owen because I didn't live it. Yeah,
it was very similar. It was different because there was less social media. There wasn't much with Rooney, to be fair, but there was even less with Michael Owen. So it was just highlights and it was just snippets. Like you were aware of players and you were aware of his name, but you didn't see him unless it was on, say, Match of the Day or something like that. So you was just probably... like, when you seen him, he was more in awe because you didn't see him as much.
Yeah.
But, yeah, their ability to affect games at a young age was crazy. I'm torn because I really understand what they're saying is it's only a year. It's not like we're comparing the careers because I don't think you can. Wayne had a more successful career due to the longevity at playing at his best. But there's things that people underestimate about Michael Owen is like his record at Real Madrid. It's like 1-2. It's like it's very impressive, and it's like Ronaldo, Zidane, and all them guys there. So to achieve that,
why do you think it is? Why do you think people don't look back on him and maybe give him the respect?
I heard something the other day, and I thought it was very true that because of the teams that he played for, I don't think there's one fan base that
stick up for him. Yeah,
that gives him the kind of credit. And I think there's, like, Everton fans definitely love Wayne, United fans obviously. And I don't think that Michael has that argument or that foundation of fans that cheer him on. But yeah, one thing I would say is that Wayne's performance against France, I think he was 18. I think he was like, that is the best English performance I've ever seen. It's Euros. I've not seen anything like that, especially at that age, and just to be able. And that team he was facing, it was their strongest team in recent years, or at the time anyway. And Wayne just dominated everyone. He wasn't dominating the defence; he was dominating the midfield, and yeah.
He was just so naturally. He was so naturally gifted, but
at everything, at every position,
he had that grit and. Anger as well to his game.
Yeah, Wayne was the first player I ever came across that I could visibly see wanted to win more than I did. Like, you know, when you play something, you want to win. That was the first time I'd seen someone that needed to win, that would go insanely mad if he didn't. Like, even on the computer, he would break controllers, and he was like, he had to win. And I was like, oh, that's a different temperament I've seen, and you could obviously see it when he played, but Wayne was. Do
you think from him as a player when you saw him versus what he's like now as a manager / pundit? Because I actually get this whenever I hear him talk. I'm shocked by just how calm he is, and he's very like emotionally aware. I think even his reaction to what Michael Owen said was so dignified.
Yeah.
Was he like that as a?
Not always, obviously, but he obviously had that elements of it. As I said, there's people that know Wayne better than I do, but having played alongside him in the teams and seen him train, like I said, when it was game mode, the fiery temperament came out then. He would argue every decision if he didn't think it was right, if he lost a ball, he's trying to get it back. And so it's more surprising the calmness now. Even though, again, I know Wayne, and yeah, he definitely had this, but Wayne, the competitor, I hadn't seen anything like that. I hadn't. It was crazy.
So if you had to pick Rooney or Owen, let's say you're building a team for the season now.
Rooney. Yeah, because I know, and again, I'm probably judging it on the career rather than the time that they're comparing. They're only comparing like 2 seasons, aren't they, at different ages? And I think that's where we all kind of misconstrue the argument is. It was when Rooney was 18, what was Michael Owen, 25? Maybe a bit, I don't know. So,
yeah, there's about 6
and then
years
you're
now.
comparing that. It's like, no, we're comparing him at 18, and then you're hard to compare Rooney at 18 because he was probably 12 at the time.
Okay, so it's a World Cup final.
Wayne Rooney?
And you can have the Wayne Rooney that played against France.
Wayne Rooney.
Or the Michael Owen
Played against
Argentina, yeah.
France. That game, I've seen that game, and I'm just like, he's doing everything against they were the best team in the world at the time, and they had the best players, and it was Vieira, Zidane, Thuram, Desailly, all them guys. And Wayne is dominating them all. And we talk about Michael Owen's pace and his ability to finish. Wayne Rooney was rapid, lightning fast. Like, that's one thing he probably doesn't get enough credit for, so... Yeah.
That's probably the only way I could do any sort of argument is I'd probably say, even at their sort of both at their youth, I think Rooney could probably, if you put him in Michael Owen's position and just said, do what Michael Owen does, I think he'd do a job. Whereas I don't know if Michael Owen could do all the things.
Yeah, I don't think he could. And I think Michael Owen would admit that. But I also don't believe Wayne could just be a striker. I think he's, and I spoke to Rio about this, is like when he's had one of his most successful seasons at United, he was just playing as a 9. I think he scored like a high number of goals, 30 plus, but then was complaining that it was only touching the ball to score. He wants to be involved, so it isn't easy. What Michael Owen and say Haaland, because that's the kind of mould you would put him in, being just goal scorers and not wanting to be involved in all the build-up, that is a lot harder than what people assume it is. People just see like someone that wants to get involved, and that's like a lot of talent. But the concentration and there's just the willingness to not do that, but when you put me there, I'm gonna do that every time. That is a harder thing than people assume it is.
What Arsenal have struggled with, such a good team last few years, has shown just how difficult that role is.
Yeah, and just having someone that can only do that and only wants to do that, again, they're things that, like I said, fans want everyone to be involved, and Wayne Rooney has graced us with the ability to compete but then score wonder goals and then play as a striker. But yeah, to only do that, Wayne would probably argue he wouldn't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So did you see that Peter Crouch was a mascot for Farnham Town? So it's a forfeit for being bottom of Fantasy League.
Oh.
Imagine if you went in the world of online and you were in the crowd at Farnham Town and you're like, that's a big child that looks a lot like Peter Crouch.
What if you're not in there and you're a player and he's holding your hand as you walk out?
Did he hold that?
Yeah, he was definitely walking out alongside someone, a player. But yeah, I'd seen the noise around it or heard the noise around it before it happened. And knowing them guys, them forfeits are taken very seriously. So it didn't surprise me that it was this extreme. But Crouch is a great sport, so whatever it was going to be, it was going to be fully committed.
Yeah, and also I was reading about it online, and the supporters were saying that what you don't see is that he spent the whole day like making the children's days, and like he had time for everyone. So
again, that doesn't surprise me one bit. Like that's one thing. He's definitely a people's person. So yeah, spending the day there and not just probably separating himself from the experience of a mascot. Yeah. That probably kids had looked forward to for weeks, months. He probably just took in the whole experience and participated in all the little things. It would have been interesting to see how, because normally mascots go out and then warm up the goalie or kick about with the team. It would have been interesting to see that with doing 2-touch with one of the players.
Would you ever do it?
I can't say I would, to be fair. Yeah, Crouch is a better sport than me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't lose that fantasy league either, though, so I wouldn't need to.
Yeah.
So the Premier League's back.
Yes.
Derby weekend in Manchester. Who do you feel is under more pressure with Man United being higher than City at the moment?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would say, I'd say City are probably under more pressure because I think the expectation's higher. And this is a dangerous trap that I feel United could fall in, is their performance against Arsenal was pretty good and they showed good promise, but they did just lose the game. But the narrative was around that and there were things to take from it. And if the same happened again where, let's say, United put a good performance in but didn't get any points, people could go down that route, which I think is kind of crazy that for a club like United to be in that situation.
I'm not convinced that it was that good of a performance. And great teams, good teams like Arsenal, City, Liverpool they do what is needed to do. So how many times do we laud teams? If Man United played well and lost, then Arsenal must have played poorly and won. And that is given more credit, surely.
Yeah.
Like, there's no prizes for nearly winning. So I'm not convinced that United were as close when push comes to shove. I think if needed, Arsenal could have just raised it.
Gone further.
Yeah, and I think top teams can do that. They're just doing enough. And then all of a sudden, like, it was tight between Liverpool and Arsenal, and then all of a sudden, they come up with a moment of brilliance, and that's what top teams do. And I don't know if Man United have that yet. It wouldn't surprise me if they win, because it's the derby and stuff like that. But in terms of the longevity throughout the season, I think it would probably give United and United fans bigger false hope. Was
the Manchester Derby the best derby that you played in?
It's hard to say this. I always answer this the same way, and it's I am not in a position to tell any fan that one derby is bigger than the other.
Yeah. Some are known for having a little bit more like viciousness in the stands, or a little bit more, there's more to it. Like, for example, I think I'm not disputing that United and City dislike each other and want to win. However, I went to the second City derby, Villa Birmingham, and that to me, I've been to the Manchester derby, I've been to Villa Birmingham, and I felt it more in the stands.
Yeah, and I agree. But it comes with the frequency of that derby. I only learnt this, I think it was last year. When did Wolves and West Brom play each other in the FA Cup?
Yeah, that was
And there was violence, like, bearing in mind, I'd played in them games, and it was never that. But we were playing every season, so you kind of, it's familiar and you look for it, but when it doesn't happen for 4 or 5 years and all of a sudden it happens, then it's a different feeling where I think obviously United City is going to happen. You know it's minimum of two derbies a year.
Yeah.
So I think the frequency impacts the level of, or heightens the senses and the emotions.
Maybe as well, like the position that both teams are in terms of like, you know, because for example, Newcastle, Sunderland, I imagine if those teams, if they go toe and toe and like there's a bit of similarity, you don't know who's going to win. Whereas when they played in the Cup, it felt you had a real major favourite, which impacted sort of how intense it could be. So
Isak, potential debut, Liverpool, do you see him starting or coming off the bench?
Maybe come off the bench just because he also does have to remember that Ekitike is also settling in, so also has to keep getting minutes. And I think this is another good game for Ekitike to start. But they both bring, what's fascinating about these two players is they both bring different things as well. So I think they could even play together in situations. I wonder what the best...
What, up front or Ekitike out wide? You see
I think because Ekitike he can sort of, we've seen him hover towards the left, seen him drop a little bit deeper. It looks quite comfortable anywhere. What would you say is the best Liverpool front three?
Ooh, Salah.
Yeah.
All fully fit, the biggest game. I'm going Salah, Isak, Gakpo.
So will Isak be Liverpool's top scorer into the season?
Oh, no way.
No way?
Salah.
You think? You don't think his role slightly changed with having Ekitike and
Salah's
Isak?
taking all the pens.
Yeah. Not literally, he's not stealing the pens.
Yeah, he's
to write.
He's going to take all the pens, isn't he? So, and I also believe, like, they will rotate Isak. Salah's not getting rotated. He's going to play.
Will Isak not be fuming at that? Because Isak will think is Isak in the same bracket as Haaland?
Oh yeah, category, yeah, striker, yeah.
And Haaland would not want to be in
But
a situation where he's ever dropped.
but the importance to their teams are different. Like, Man City would need the goals of Haaland more than, like, Liverpool, Isak's. Like, it's been proven that they don't need them goals because Salah will get you the goals to win the league. And Salah is available every week. Isak hasn't done that yet. So they're going to have to monitor that. They're going to have to be aware that Isak, as good as he feels, you may need to sit you down because you may get injured or there may something that may happen. Salah, no. I'm going to be ready every week. So I would be, say, Salah top goal scorer in the Premier League.
But I've got a feeling.
Isak gets more goals.
I've got a feeling.
In the Premier League.
But again, like you say, it depends on how many minutes.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting, that, because I don't know how... Salah hasn't experienced that. He hasn't experienced someone that has been deemed on the level or potentially getting as many goals as him.
Well, Salah, go back to sort of Salah and Mane.
Mane was willing to let Salah score more goals, and the team knew that worked for the team. Same as Firmino. They were willing to just create the chances and Salah get the credit for the goals. Strikers are different. They have a different mentality. I don't know if Isak is going to be okay with Salah getting top goal scorer every season, and Salah doesn't want that.
But I think that could only be a good thing because they will sort of be pushing each other and whatever that's fueled by. But then also what I would say is last season, I think Salah did often have to take a more creative role, but we just didn't realise it because the conversion of Darwin was not necessarily that brilliant. So I think he won't mind that Isak is doing that if he puts those chances away.
He'll want to win the games more than want to win the accolades, but it's going to be something new for him, so he doesn't know. We can all speculate on what we think is going to happen, and we've seen Mane and Salah argue over certain things in the past, but we also knew Salah was going to get more goals. Like now, that is a possibility. It's a genuine possibility that Isak gets more goals. So Daniel Levy stepping down. How do you view his legacy at Spurs?
View it as businessman first, footballman second.
Yeah.
And I think that's always going to have a ceiling. I think, it's very important to look at it from both sides. You know, I read somewhere that according to Forbes, in 2000, Spurs were worth 80 million. 2024, over 2 billion. I remember a Tottenham supporter, Flav, actually saying last year that because of these foundations that had been set by Levy, he said if there ever was a takeover, he basically was saying that he thinks Spurs are set with a takeover to have a more successful next few years than Arsenal. Yeah,
I understand that because it's like a player coming from a rigid system, then all of a sudden give him freedom. For that period of time, you see a benefit from that because he's learnt a structure, he's learnt this, but now he's got creativity, he's allowed to express himself, and that'll be the case with Spurs. It's like, well, we do things this way, and then all of a sudden, we can buy that player. Yeah. We can buy that player, and then all of a sudden now, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. If that is the case, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
So do you think 5 years from now, the most, the team that is having the most success in London, do you think it could be Spurs? No,
I think Chelsea will still have the most success. Because I think they have, rightly or wrongly, the least patience and will go and do what is necessary to have that success.
So you think out of those three clubs, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, who's the next team to win the Premier League?
Oh, I'd still say Chelsea, yeah.
Really?
I think, actually, I don't know, Arsenal maybe. I think Arsenal have more things in place, but I just don't know why I don't think they're going to win it.
It's such a strange one. I was talking about this recently in that, because they have come close a couple of times now, but why in my head have I never, throughout a season, never really thought that Arsenal were actually going to win a title? It's bizarre.
The season when they should have, obviously, a couple of years ago when they were there at the end and they let it slip, that was the one, and I'm thinking that was when it was only one team you was fighting against, like Liverpool had an off season and you kind of didn't get it over the line with regards to City, where now I just think City and Liverpool are really competitive. Obviously Arsenal are as well, but now you have to beat both of them. Now you have to hope both of them have an off season, and it's less likely, isn't it? And that's our talking points for this week wrapped up. So if you like what you hear and you want to get involved, like and subscribe.
International break blues, make your Super 6 calls and keep the bragging rights alive. There's a guaranteed £1 million jackpot on the line every week until someone wins it. Yep, you heard that right, £1 million just for calling 6 Premier League correct scores. Whether you're backing a goal fest or a tight 1-0 win, this is your chance to prove you've got the techers upstairs. It's completely free to play, so download the app or head to the website to predict 6 scores. You could be a millionaire. Join our all-out football league with code S6-AOF and battle it out with other fans of the show. Head over to the Super 6 app and let's see who really knows their ball. 18 plus, T's and C's apply.
Okay, so time for a bit of fun. Joleon, you will be putting together a teammate 11, but I've got some rules to give you. So first of all, you'll pick a manager to lead the team. Secondly, you'll choose your captain and formation. You need to have played with them at a club or internationally for them to be eligible. Makes sense. You have to include yourself. However, you're out of position and I'm going to decide what position that you are. And finally, a cult hero is what you need in your team as well. So a streets will never forget player, basically.
Oh, okay.
Has to be in there.
Okay.
Do you want to start doing your manager and we'll get on to
Manager is the easiest one.
Is it?
Glenn Huddle.
Brilliant.
Glenn Huddle managed me at Wolves. Learned the most under Glenn Huddle.
Why?
So the way he spoke about the game, he spoke with so much clarity for me to understand. And the details he added to my game were long-lasting. Like the best manager, I had a coach called Terry Connor, who's the most influential coach and probably person in football I had. But in terms of manager, Glenn Huddle.
What formation are you going for?
Formation. It's changed now. I grew up on... And I'm not going to be playing at the back.
No.
Can I know what position I'm going to play first, so then I'll know what formation?
See, now I'm reckoning, because you've played some real good players, so I reckon if I put you up top...
Oh, yeah.
Because already, if you can play in one box, I feel like you might be able to be okay in the other
You might
box.
be my manager. If you're going to pick me up front, you could be the manager.
Huddle are often sort of compared to similar names in football.
So I'm striker?
Yeah.
Okay.
And once we've built the team, I am going to ask you how many goals in one Premier League season you'd get. Oh, is it?
It's a lot. It's a lot. With these players.
Would you break records?
Maybe not Haaland's record. But no, we'll see. We'll see. So I'm centre forward.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going with a 4-3-3.
4-3-3.
Yeah,
Nice.
4-3-3.
Okay, we'll do let's do the goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper. I'm going to pick Joe Hart. I would say the most complete out of all the goalkeepers I played with. The most athletic goalkeeper I played with was Tim Howard. Oh my God. Rapid. Like, keepers weren't known for being quick. They could run, steady pace, but I remember when I first went to Everton and we were doing the sprints, I was like, oh, I'm really going to have to try to beat a goalie for the first time I'd ever. He was lightning, and he could jump. Like, obviously Americans playing all the sports they do growing up, but there'd be times where he would be jumping too high. You'd have to pat the ball down rather than, when keepers catch it like that. He was like jumping and he was like patting it down. He was there. So,
do you think that the most was made out of his speed on the pitch in terms of was he utilised as like a sweeper keeper?
No, he wasn't, because that wasn't a thing. But we knew when the balls went through, we knew we could be slightly advanced in our positioning because he would react very fast. So
why Joe Hart over him?
Because I said he was more complete. So he's probably slightly slower, generally, but better of the all-round things and stuff like that. So,
did you prefer your goalkeeper to be in constant communication with you, or?
It's funny you say that, because me and Joe probably spoke more, but equally has a good understanding with Tim.
Yeah.
And say goalkeepers like David James, again, athletically ridiculous, but yeah, it didn't matter if they spoke or not, as long as the messages or the understanding was there.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was there between us all.
Okay, what's the centre-back partnership looking like?
I'm not there, so it's an easy one. I'm going to say Rio Ferdinand and Vincent Kompany.
Wow.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Is either of those the captain then? Vincent Kompany maybe?
Nah.
Not Vincent.
Nah. Because, and again, this is no slight on Vinny. But the version of Vinny that everybody knows isn't the version that we had of Vinny, because he wasn't our captain.
Yeah.
Like, we had Carlos Tevez. Before that, we had Kolo Toure, like invincible. And even we had Patrick Vieira. So the captain Vinny that everybody knows him for, and rightly so, we could see he was developing into that, and he was a leader 100%, but he wasn't our captain until the end. And before that, we had some great leaders within the dressing room. So I'm not going to go with neither of them. It's going to be someone in midfield. Left back, played with some good left backs. For me, personally, great relationships. Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
I think when we're speaking about England and stuff, I would say Ashley Cole's the most consistent England performer I've seen. Like in the ability to play at his best and transfer his level to England the most.
Has anybody overtaken Ashley Cole in the Premier League? Or
No.
not even? Not happened?
As a left back,
Yeah, not happened, is it?
Ashley Cole's arguably one of the top 3 all-time left backs
Yeah.
in the history of football. Like, I would argue that. I would argue that he's as consistent as... There's going to be Maldini and Roberto Carlos, Lizarazu, again, French legend. But Ashley Cole, like, level of consistency. You know, I think, I'm going to be confident enough to say this. The only player for his first England caps was starts. Like, he's got 107 caps for England, but his first 100 was
All
starts.
starts?
Was starts. I don't think anyone's done that for England.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane, his level.
Yeah.
Right back. Oh, I've played with all the ones that we deemed the best in England. No, I didn't play with Gary Neville. Definitely up there. Kyle, played with Kyle, national team. Probably the best Premier League right back.
You think Walker over Neville?
Yeah, I do. And not just because of, I would say, there'd be more, and this is no slight on Gary Neville, I think amazing. I think there's more world-class wingers that would say they've had a harder game against Kyle Walker than they did Gary Neville. You know what I mean? Like, I remember that season, a few seasons ago, it was like Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., and everyone that was on the left wing, Kyle was locking them down, and it just happened to be in a short space of time. If you ask the best opponents they faced, I don't know how many wingers are going to say Gary Neville was the hardest opponent, but yeah, for me, I'll probably say Kyle.
Yeah, that's a good back four. Let's go into the midfield. I want some balance as well in this midfield.
Vieira.
Is Vieira captain?
Are we judging them off their careers or when I played with them? Because that's a different...
Yeah,
I got a different
true.
version of Patrick
Yeah.
at the end, but he was still a great leader. But if we're judging him off his ability to play, then...
Okay, if we were judging off careers...
Patrick's in there.
Patrick's in there, and is Patrick... If it's off careers, not what you got, is Patrick captain over Vincent Kompany?
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Yeah. Patrick was the guy. Like, when he spoke, we all shut up, and he commanded the dressing room off all of us. So, and he was the captain of the Invincibles.
Yeah.
So that kind of carries some weight. So Patrick, if it's their careers, Patrick's in there. And now this is tough. Because I got to pick 2 more: Yaya Toure and Steven Gerrard.
Wow.
They're not getting outrun, none of them, and they're creating all sorts. So them 3 in my midfield, and Patrick's my captain.
That is some midfield 3.
And we're all right at set pieces as well, because I'm up front, so
Yeah.
we're doing all right. And then I'm going to go David Silva out wide.
You think he'll do a job there? Yeah.
He did. That's the thing with David Silva. Like, people forget when he first come to City, he didn't play centre midfield. He played left wing. So either left wing or right wing. So I'll go. I'll go right wing. Carl can do his running. So David Silva's the right wing.
Yeah.
And then left wing. Streets never forget. Steven Pienaar, top level. So yeah, I think, and him and David come off the wings nicely.
Did you play with Leighton Baines?
Oh,
Yes. And so you'd rather do the Pienaar as your streets won't forget instead of having a left winger there than bring Leighton Baines in at left back
as
and
my,
then have a left winger that's...
Yeah, because Ashley Cole, I can't rate Ashley Cole that highly. But I definitely think if Leighton's now, he plays for England. Like, he plays every week for England. His just timing was unfortunate that it was Ashley Cole. Yeah, but definitely, Baza. I spoke to Jack Grealish the other day and he said he's still got a bit. I said, yeah, of course he has. Yeah, Bainesy was top. Someone that they had a great relationship with. And that's one, again, I said I was fortunate because I had great relationships on and off the pitch with most of the left backs. So I just went for purely football. But Steven Pienaar, I would say. Streets won't forget.
That's a cool one. Going back to your midfield three, by the way. So Vieira, Yaya Toure, Gerrard, rank those three to one.
Oh my God, what a question that is. It's mad, yeah, because Yaya's best season trumps them all.
Really?
Yeah. That 13-14 season, he scored 20 goals. He got 11 assists, which very impressive. But his pass accuracy for the season was like 94%.
Jeez.
For the whole season, which is crazy. So, I'm a massive fan of Yaya. I'm going to say number 3, this is wild. Patrick Vieira. But he's the leader I have to have.
Yeah.
Stevie G, number 2. And then Yaya. I'm picturing them all at their best. And I just think Yaya, because I played with him more.
Yeah.
And Stevie definitely, they're in the same, it could be either, because I think they two have the ability, if they played well, you won, your team won. But I experienced it more with Yaya. But Stevie, yeah. He was the one that, when I went into the national team, I was like, oh, that's Steven Gerrard. Like, I remember, I think I said that as he walked towards me. I think he caught me saying it as well. But yeah, he was someone that, there was a difference. I would say Rio, JT Rio, Ash, Stevie and Wazza was like there with a look. I looked and thought, oh, they look different to the rest, even though the rest was unreal. But I believe that was a different level that I'd seen.
I have Gerrard as I think he's the best Premier League midfielder of
all time.
History. Yeah.
I wouldn't argue against that, but I would just pick Yaya because I played with him more and I experienced it more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't argue against that. And there's that debate of Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, and I just think if you rotated them all, none of them teams all have less success with Gerrard in. I don't know if Liverpool have the same success if it's just Lampard or just Scholes. Because their roles are different.
In the noughties, there was like a 9-year period where Liverpool were in the top 3, sometimes top 2 teams in the country. Yeah. And you look at the whole squad they had, and it didn't match to the spending power that Arsenal and Chelsea and United and the players they had and could keep hold of. But he was just such a driving force. Yeah,
he was it for them. But also, again, going back to the ability to just do what Frank Lampard did for that long is not normal. Like,
that's true.
You can't. 20 goals for 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, because
that ain't normal, that.
When I look back on some old games, what was interesting was the first year that Drogba was at Chelsea, he didn't hit the ground running straight away. Yeah. But that was fine because they had Lampard, and I think that was probably one of his more like underrated seasons. Was that he sort of was that goal scorer.
And that's the thing, like, but also Frank was a way better footballer than people probably remember. You just remember goals and he scored, and it's nice to just remember that he could score 20 goals, but his ability to play football was high, very, very high. But I would just say all their success is emulated with Stevie in there. I just don't know if Liverpool's is.
That's Joleon Lescott's all-time in the Mixer teammate 11. Let us know what you think in the comments and who your favourite Streets Won't Forget player is. I think mine is Yannick Bolasie. Yeah.
that's it from us this week. Thanks to Nieve for joining us and for all yous watching. This has been In the Mixer, brought to you by SkyBet.